So I'm coach for the Leeds Academy of American Football. We're an organisation set up in Leeds, originally just to give kids a chance to play American football somewhere in Leeds. But our main focus now is here on these Leeds Beckett University.
Okay, because we've got better as a team, and that's what's important, especially these early days.
Well, the main barriers for wheelchair users going into sports coaching is pretty much the same as you'll get of wheelchair users going into sport in general. It's how they can get there. You know, it's transport links. It's the accessibility of the places that they go. More importantly, you know, if you're doing an indoor sport, especially, you know, a lot of gyms and things like that, a lot of sports halls are down steps, or you know, they're not particularly wheelchair accessible. You know, if you're outside, like you know, American football or rugby or you know, soccer, chances are you're probably much better off. Disability, wheelchair users, they are being more accepted. They're finding out more opportunities to do things because people are becoming more accepting. You know, I've never had an issue here at Leeds Academy. You know, everyone, parents, coaches, players, are all very respectful. And I think that generally what you find is if people are respectful with things like race and sexuality, then disability is nothing to them.
It's all about getting the DB to do what you want them to do.
Oh, lack of confidence, I think, is a massive factor. For me, when I first in the wheelchair about 8 years ago, I basically didn't want to leave the house. You know, I thought, well, I'm scared to leave the house. You know, what happens if I get stuck somewhere? I can't move myself. Who's going to help me? You know, if I haven't got my wife or my car or whoever's there. But then, as you get used to the chair or your disability, you start realising you can do more and more things on your own. You know, you don't feel as isolated anymore.
All right, yeah.
Confidence comes from acceptance. If people are always staring at you and whispering about you behind your back and things like that, then your confidence will just go and you'll think, well, why do I bother when I have to put up with all this?
It was a hard day. It was a hard day.
All my coaching skills and everything I've learned has come purely from books about American football. I haven't gone out and looked for wheelchair coaching. I've just looked for coaching of whatever sport it may be that I'm looking at doing. And I don't think there's really, I think it's all common sense. I think you just have to know your subject. I think being in the wheelchair is pretty irrelevant, or at least it should be irrelevant as to someone's ability. Coaching is just the best thing I've ever done. It is the most rewarding thing I think I've ever done, especially kids. I mean, I don't know if I'd have the same, I'd hope I'd have the same love of coaching if I was coaching adults, but coaching kids is just fantastic. The enthusiasm you see on their faces. They come, it's Saturday morning and they're here from 8:30. You know, I mean, I couldn't even get out of bed at 8:30 when I was a kid, but the passion that they show for the sport sort of rubs off on us as much as I think our passion rubs off on them. And it's just, it's almost instant feedback, and it's fantastic. I don't think there's anything like it that I've done.
I already have that belief. I believe in you every single week. I know you